This one. Okay.
So same as usual, if you're lying down trying to find a comfortable position, bending the knees or straightening up the legs, whichever feels more comfortable for the back and the hips. If I'm seated up, see if I can try and create a little bit more lift at the front, so encouraging space at the front of the abdomen, so that I can get into that nice, easy, relaxed belly breath. So noticing any tension through the collarbones, across the front of the chest, and then see if you can just try to let go, see if you can try and relax it completely up there. Setting the arms down by the side if you're laying down, encouraging the palms to turn and face up to the ceiling. But if I'm seated up, I'm just going to let the arms hang off the shoulder socket, allowing the shoulders and the neck to relax completely. And then same as usual, just doing a little scan of the body, how the body feels. Do I feel twisted? Do I feel straight? Am I leaning to the left, leaning to the right? Am I leaning forward, back if I'm sitting up? Is the head centered? Does it feel as if I'm drifting off to one side? If I'm laying down, is the pressure the same between the right and the left side of the body? Do I feel more pressure on my right or my left hip? I'm not changing anything. I'm just noticing where the body is and how it feels. And then as I feel a little bit more secure, the body feels that little bit more relaxed, I'm going to start focusing on the shoulder girdle, focusing on one shoulder at a time. I'm going to shrug the right shoulder up to the head, up to the ear, and then I'm going to press it down and away. So I'm going to shrug it up and then press it down. So just focusing on that right side. See if you can picture the shoulder blade sliding up and down at the back. Noticing how the neck tenses when the shoulder comes up. And then how it lengthens and stretches away as you press it down. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, I'm going to press the shoulder down as far as I can, and then I'm going to start pulling the head to the left, as if I was trying to drop my left ear to my left shoulder, encouraging a gentle stretch down the side of the neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing your way back. Then same thing with the left shoulder. I'm going to shrug it up to the head and then press it down and away. Shrug it up to the head, press it down and away. So see if I can again let the shoulder blade slide along the back of the rib cage. Noticing the stiffness into the neck every time that I shrug. Noticing that length of that open space as I press it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing the shoulder down, and then I'm going to drop the head towards the right shoulder this time, encouraging a nice stretch down the left side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Returning the head back to the middle, adjusting the shoulder, giving the head a gentle roll. And then I'm going to go with both shoulders at the same time. So I'm going to shrug them up to the head, I'm going to press them down and away, shrug them up to the head, and then press them down and away. Focusing especially on deep pressing, on pressing down and away. See if I can try and really reach the shoulders as far down as I can, trying to create a nice traction on both sides of the neck at the same time. Using the arms down by the side to reach down the side if that helps. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the last one, I'm going to depress the shoulders. See if I can keep the shoulders depressed And then I'm going to start the protracting them. I'm going to pull them forward and then ease them back. Pull them forward and then ease them back. So feeling the shoulder blades moving towards the side of the rib cage, creating a little tension at the front, and then I'm going to release. So I'm going to pull forward, ease back, pull forward, ease back. Also, every once in a while, see if I can try and encourage the shoulders to depress again, as the tendency is to start shrugging the shoulders up to the head. So see if I can think of a nice longer neck at all time. 4, 3, 2. On the last one, I'm going to protract the shoulders. I'm going to reach the arms forward and then linking the hands together. I can hook the hands, I can cross the hands. I'm just going to try and push the hands forward, pull the elbows out, and then imagine to be caving the chest in. So see if I can try and create a nice stretch between the shoulder blades and then down the back of the neck. I'm going to play with the position of the arms, bringing them up, taking them down until I can feel that the stretch is in the right place, and then holding it steady. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the arms. I'm going to reverse the movement, but before reversing, I'm going to set the band. So especially if you're lying down, I want you to slip the band behind your hips, so it's ready to grab a hold of it when we're ready to hold on to the band to do so. And then I'm going to retract the shoulders this time. So I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. I'm going to push the chest forward to see if I can try and open up across the front, lift it to the top of the chest, and then I'm going to ease back. Then again, I'm going to retract the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then easing back. 3, and back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to retract the shoulders. I'm going to grab hold of the back and then reach the arms along at the back and see if I can encourage a little bit more stretch across the front of the chest. So if I'm laying down, think of putting a little tension into the band and then trying to reach the arms down and towards the feet. If I'm sitting up, I can reach the hands behind and then pushing the hands down and towards the floor instead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders, releasing through the upper back, and then changing the direction of the movement. I'm going to round into a little lateral flexion. I'm going to start running the hand down the side of the body, down the side of the chair. I'm going to flex it to one side, easing my way back to the middle, and then I'm going to try the same thing then the other way. So if you're lying down, maybe using the hand to support the head to make sure that you're not straining the neck. If I'm sitting up, making sure that I'm sitting upright, I'm not leaning forward. I'm trying to look straight forward, straight ahead. I'm not looking down at the floor, I'm not looking down at the legs. And then as you keep that movement going, notice the thoracic spine. See if you can get movement through the thoracic, making sure that there is nothing pinching, catching, or causing pain. And then if I feel that the movement is quite easy, I feel it's quite relaxed, then I'm going to try and encourage a little bit more of a load. So on the next one, I'm going to flex to the right, and then with the left arm, I'm going to reach up and over, see if I can stretch a little bit further. Then come back. As I flex it to the left with the right arm, I'm going to reach up and over. See if I can stretch a little bit more the other way. So encouraging a nice space between the ribs, a nice lift into the side of the rib cage, into the back of the arm. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders back. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmer. I'm going to change the direction of the movement one more time. This time I'm going into a little rotation. So I'm going to raise both arms up in front, clasping the hands together, keeping the hands slightly apart. And then I'm going to start gently rocking from side to side, swinging from side to side. So little rotation one way, little rotation the other. Little rotation one way, and little rotation the other. So rolling from shoulder to shoulder, trying to massage across the middle of the back, and then encourage a little rotation into the upper body. Noticing if one side feels different from the other. Maybe a little restriction as I'm going to one side, while the other side feels quite easy. I'm not forcing anything, just to see if I can try and relax into it better. And then as I feel the movement, it feels a little bit looser. Then same as I did for the lateral flexion, I'm going to try and see if I can encourage a little bit more stretch, more reach. So the next one, as I turn to the right, I'm going to pull my right arm, my left arm, to the chest with me. So I'm going to pull it across to see if I can create a little bit more stretch behind that left shoulder. Then as I turn to the left, I'm going to hug the right arm into the chest and then pulling it a little bit further around to see if I can stretch it the other way. And then trying the same thing to the other side again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and easy back. Returning the shoulders back to the middle, adjusting the rib cage. If I need to do so, it's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to start getting the lower back a little bit more involved and the hips. I'm going to start going into a little pelvic tilt. So tilting the pelvis back, I'm going to roll to the back of the seat bends. I'm going to try and round the lower back. And then coming forward, see if I can straighten up the hips, sitting right onto the tip of the seat bone, to see if I can try and lift the hips up. Bring the lower back into neutral again. So I'm going to tilt my way back and then trying to lift my way back up. So think of that gentle rocking. So see if I can try and create that movement right to the bottom of the spine, into the hips, into the lower back. If I'm lying down, using the mat to guide the movement, creating a little posterior tilt, flattening the lower back into the mat, and then lifting it slightly. flatten it, and then lifting it slightly. Just noticing the tension at the front of the belly to help you encourage that movement. See if you can think of the belly scooping in, scooping up, so the core center tightening around at the middle as I'm tilting the pelvis forward and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and back. Using the hips back to the middle, and then from a front to back, or from a forward and back tilt, I'm going to try and go into a little side to side, into a little hip hitch. So if I'm lying down, I'm just going to pull my right hip up towards the side of the rib cage, moving the hips to the right, and then the left to the left. So right to the right, and then left to the left. If I'm sitting up, same as usual, imagine to be lifting the seat bend off, one seat bend off the chair, hitching the hip up on that side, coming down, and then I'm going to try and hitch it up the other way. And then as you keep a little hitch going from side to side, see if you can be aware of the tension into the side of the belly this time. So the obliques to the side of the belly tensing to create that little pull, that little lift on the side. Using the arms to give a little help if you need to. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Using the hips back to the middle, with a little bit more connection to the center into the belly. I'm going to try and get the legs a little bit more involved. So strength with a little hip flexion. So grabbing hold of the band if you need a little support, and then placing the band behind the right leg. Or left leg, it doesn't matter. I can hold it with the hands if I feel that that's comfortable enough to do so. And then once I'm happy that the leg is set, then I'm going to start lifting it up. So what I want is for the right hip to close, the foot to try and pull away from the ground, and then I'm just going to lower it back down. So I'm going to try and pull it up, and then I'm going to take it down. Same as usual, it doesn't matter if the foot doesn't lift completely off the ground. But see if I can try and be aware of a little tension, a shortening, a tightening at the front of the hip that is allowing me to pull the foot up, to lift the foot off the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to try the same thing with the left side. So if I'm using the strap, I'm just going to place the strap around the back of the left thigh, or I'm going to use my hands around the leg to support it, to pull. And then exactly the same thing on this side. I'm going to try and close that left hip, so creating a little tension into the front of the hip, trying to lift the left foot off the ground, or at least to see if I can make it lighter on the mat. So again, noticing the tension into the front of that left hip, a little tension into the front, into the side of the belly too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, releasing the hip and releasing the leg. I'm going to switch the band back onto the right side, and then what I want to this time is trying to create a little movement in and out. So I can again use the hand if I'm seated, as I can reach quite easily, but if I'm laying down, the band, the strap, it's easier, as I don't need to strain my shoulder, I don't need to create tension into the neck. And then what I want is using the arm and the leg together, I'm just going to start to pulling the leg out to the right and then across to the middle. Out to the right and across the middle. So what I want is for the leg to start to moving side to side, in and out. As much movement as the hip allows me to, as the position allows me to. Using the arm to help me maneuver the leg, help me loosen up the hip. So see if I can try and relax into the hip joint as much as possible. So I'm going to push it out as far as I can and then pull it across as far as it'll go. Push it out as far as I can and then pull it across as far as I go. And then just noticing as the leg is moving, if there is any difference, as the hip warms up, the movement should be feeling maybe a little bit easier. So I might not be able to make it any bigger, but it shouldn't be feeling so stiff, it shouldn't be feeling so tense. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and easing back, returning the leg back to the middle. I'm going to try the same thing with the other side. So using the strap or using the hand, whichever it's easier, I'm going to start pulling or pushing the leg out to the side, and then I'm going to pull it across. I'm going to push it out and then pull it in. Push it out and then pull it in. So same as on the other side, without forcing, I don't want to cause pain. See if I can try and ease some of the tension, some of the stiffness of the hip joint. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back again, readjusting the leg back to the middle. Hopefully hip should be feeling a little bit warmer. I'm going to try and see if I can create a little bit more connection into the front of the hip, into the hip flexor. So grabbing hold of your pillow, your band. If I'm seated again, I might just use my hand at the front of the thigh, as I don't need the ball. If I'm laying down again, it's easier to get the ball between or the pillow between the hand and the leg. Again, to make sure that the neck doesn't stiffen up, that the head can comfortably stay on the floor. So I'm going to put the ball between my right hand and my right thigh. And then what I want is to try and squeeze the thigh into the hand. So I'm going to try and lift the right foot off the ground. I'm going to try and put a little pressure into the ball, and I'm going to relax. Then again, I'm going to put a little pressure into the ball and relax. So the arm is just holding, the leg is trying to lift, is trying to squeeze up into the hand. 3, I can feel the front of the hip connecting, I can feel it twitching. 4, I'm going to focus on that twitch, on that tension, see if I can try and encourage it. 5, notice the tension at the front of the belly as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, I'm going to hold the tension, so squeezing up with the leg, holding with the hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So relaxing the hip, releasing the arm. I'm going to try the same thing, but working with the other leg. So I'm going to set the hand onto the thigh or the pillow between the hand and the leg. And then again, holding with the left hand. And then I'm going to try and squeeze the thigh into the ball, trying to get the left foot to, again, pull away from the mat. Then relax, and then again, I'm going to try and squeeze and release. So see if I can try and find the same tension, the same connection to the front of that left hip. Noticing again the gentle tension into the front of the belly, assisting the movement of stabilizing the leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold that pressure for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. So hopefully I can feel a little bit more better connection at the front of the hip. So see if I can try and use that tension now. So imagine the ball still between your hands and your right hand and your right leg. I'm going to lift the right arm up from behind, and at the same time, what I want is to imagine to be pressing the right thigh into the ball. So I'm not going to use the ball this time, but what I want is to try and get the same feel of the right foot lifting as my right arm reach. And then I'm going to ease back. Then I'm going to try the same thing with the left arm and the left leg. And then ease back down. So imagine to be puppeting your legs. So I've got strings that attach my hands to my legs. I'm going to pull with my right, the right leg comes up, easing back. I'm going to pull with the left, my left leg comes up and then down. So it could be a little lift with the arm, it could be a big lift. It depends on the shoulder, it depends on the upper body. I'm going to see if I can try and find the connection into the front of the hip. 6, 5, 4, 3, still breathing, 2, last one, and easing back, little rester for the hips, a little rester for the legs, and then I'm going to try one more time. But this time I'm going to try and work opposite sides. So imagine the strings at this time to be crossing. So it's my right hand that lifts my left leg, my left hand that lifts my right. So I'm going to raise my right arm and pick up my left foot. Then I'm going to ease back and then lift the left arm and the right foot. And then easing back. And then notice the difference. You might find that somehow when you cross the connection, it works better. Or you might find that no, it works a lot worse. The leg doesn't respond as well, or it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't matter, just to see if you can try and focus on the hip. So I want the hip to close and the opposite arm to move. then come back. I want the hip to close on the other side and the opposite arm to move. And then back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, releasing the hips, releasing the legs. Hopefully a little bit more connection from the hip into the belly. What I want is a little bit more connection into the back of the hip, into the back of the bone. So this time I'm just going to focus on the feet, one at a time. I'm going to push down through the right foot. I'm going to drive the right foot right through the floor. See if I can feel the back of that right leg stiffening, tensing. Then I'm going to relax. Then again, I'm going to push that left foot hard into the floor, and then I'm going to ease the pressure. So I'm going to push down with the right and relax, push down with the left and relax. So it doesn't matter if I'm seated or lying down. If I'm seated, I could lean forward slightly, almost as if I wanted to stand on that leg. So I'm going to try and really push down, feel the weight going into that leg. Feel the back of the leg tensing. If I'm lying down, think of the reverse. I'm going to push down into that foot as if I was trying to lift the whole of the body using just that leg. And then I'm going to try the same thing to the other side. So I can feel a little bit more connection, right and left. So the next one is you push down on the right. I want you to hold the tension for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, pushing down on the left to hold that tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Pushing down on the right, hold the tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pushing down on the left to hold that tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. One more time on each side. Push it down with the right, hold the tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. And then last time, push it down on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. So giving the legs a little shake. If you're lying down, you might want to act the knees into the chest. Giving the back of the hips a little stretch, relaxing the hips and releasing the lower back. If you're seated up, you're just trying to relax into the back of the leg, relaxing into the hips. So I feel a little bit more connection into the back of the leg. I'm going to try one more time, but this time I'm going to use both legs together. So if I'm laying down, I'm going to push down on both feet, and then I'm going to drive my way up into bridge. Then I'm just going to ease my way back down. If I'm seated up, this time I'm going to come forward into the legs and then pushing down on both feet. I'm going to try and see if I can lift the seat venter just slightly off the chest, as if I was trying to stand up, lifting the bum off the bottom of the chair. So I'm going to come forward, I'm going to push down through the feet, and then I'm just going to sit back. And then again, come forward, push down through the feet, and then I'm just going to sit back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on the next one, I'm going to push down through the feet, trying to get the hips off the chair, and then see if I can hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down, and then try again. Forward and lift, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. Last time. Forward and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs, relaxing the arms as well. If the arms have been pushing to help me up. And then as I feel that the leg feels a little bit more relaxed, I'm going to try and release the back of it. So if you can, setting the band around the right foot. So I'm just going to drop the band around the right foot. And then straightening out the right leg as much as I can. I'm going to pull it towards me until I can feel the stretch. Same as usual, if I can't do that, I can't get the back and the foot is too uncomfortable, I'm just going to try and straighten up the leg as much as possible. And then shuffling to the edge of the chair, I'm going to come forward. See if you can think of tipping forward from the hips until I can feel a little tension, a little traction, pulling down the back of the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Relaxing that right leg, I'm going to try the same thing with the left side. So switching the band around with the left foot if I'm using the band, straightening up the left leg a little bit more if I'm going to lean forward. Tipping forward from the hips, I'm going to lean forward over the other leg and then see if I can create a gentle traction, a nice gentle stretch going into the back of the other leg. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it back. Relaxing the legs and releasing the hips. This is a little bit more connection into the hips, into the legs. What I want is a little bit more tension or work into the side of the belly. So if I'm sitting up, I'm going to put both hands on top of the thighs. And then what I want you to think about is think of lifting both the legs off the ground. So I'm going to try and push with the hands and then pull up with the legs. So I can feel the belly tensing. I should be able to feel a little tension at the front of the belly. Then I'm going to release, and then I'm going to try again. Pushing down with the hands, trying to pull up with both legs until I can feel that tension in the middle. And then I'm going to release. If I'm lying down, I'm going to work in reverse. I'm going to reach the hands behind the head to support it. And then to create that tension through the middle, I'm going to tuck the chin in and then lifting the head and the shoulders off the ground to see if I can create a little lift that puts tension into the belly. And then I'm just going to ease my way back. So think of a nice corset bracing through the middle. So the belly is not bulging and popping out. To see if you can think of the belly drawing in and then holding tight. So see if I can try and create a little compression through the middle. So I want everything to squeeze in, squeeze tight. And then I'm just going to release back. So I'm going to squeeze tight, find that tension. And then I'm just going to ease my way back. Squeeze tight to find that tension. And then ease in my way back. 3, 2, And then last one, I'm going to hold that tension for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. If I'm lying down, giving the head a gentle roll, making sure that the neck doesn't feel stiff, doesn't feel tight. Trying to encourage a little bit of a space to the front of the belly, to the front of the body. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your side, and in your own time, pushing yourself up into sitting. So finding a comfortable seated position, see if I can try and prop myself right up onto the seat base, leaning onto the wall, leaning onto the sofa. If I feel that I need a little support behind me, I'm using the hands at the back to give me a little support from the back. Then once that you feel that the legs are set, so the body feels reasonably relaxed in there, then see if you can really open up at the front of the body. So I'm going to push the chest forward, see if I can try and lift the breastbone up and towards the chin, extending into the upper back. I'm going to look forward, look up, opening up to the front of the throat. I'm going to look behind if I can, and then I'm just going to release. Reversing, I'm going to let the chin drop down to the chest, the shoulders come forward. I'm going to roll my way forward and down towards the legs. As far as I feel, the back is pulling, but there is no pain in the back. I'm curling all the way back up, and then again, pushing the chest forward, trying to lift the breastbone up. Looking forward, looking up, looking back, lengthening to the front of the throat, front of the neck. And then release it down. Letting the chin come down to the chest, the shoulders come forward. I'm going to roll my way down. And then last time, I'm curling all the way back up. Pushing forward through the front of the chest, opening and lifting, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then releasing back. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take the bow. Give yourself a couple of that. Any question or anything as usual, please say. Remember, you need to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mickey.